out as well. The lane bully will not see play this game, and we've seen the Zed being banned out first. Maokai may make it through. We've seen that go and be played.
So there are still Ziggs for Shifter now and Xerath, both long-range, wave-clearing mids that have been very popular. We'll see if both of these teams decide to go with that or if they go all in, because we did see the Ahri pulled out one time for Shifter. It didn't work out for them. They didn't really commit to mid-game picking.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, so that was the first time Nidalee gets through. Immediately locked in here for Seraph. Nidalee lover from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm going to be very surprised. I was going to say if they left that Ziggs for last pick, not something that's going to happen now that it's left up. And yeah, when Seraph came over, some of the things we would say, that's his favorite champion. One of the best. He played a crazy AD Nidalee in the past and can still play it any way he wants to.
So Dignitas kind of give up the Nidalee and they take a Ziggs as an insurance policy who can help wave clear if they get behind in split pushing. Rise, they lock in for the extra scaling. I don't think Zion will want to go heads up with Seraph versus Nidalee here. We'll have to see though.
Maybe we'll pick Aurelia.
That matchup, it can have a lot of influence from the jungle.
That's true. That
because
so
Nidalee doesn't have the CC to lock down Rise, but man, does she have damage.
So Alframu does get the Zillion again. Utility coming from him now in the way is what the team wants. And that's what they're going to get out of that. Dexter onto Kha'Zix. We'll see that play once again. They went for the triple buff, remember, last time they were on blue side. But that was to deny an Amumu. Let's see how they take blue side this time.
Well, they lock in again Zillion and some damage here for the jungle. So they do not have engage. Top lane, jungle, and support. Top lane, jungle, and support where you get your engage from traditionally. All of them for CLG already locked in. No hard engage whatsoever. So we'll have to see how they can play out that split pushing game. Once again, CLG putting a lot on Seraph's shoulders. Last game, they funneled a lot of money to him in Rise. And this time, they're putting a lot of faith in that ability to draw members of Dignitas to him and pull away attention from the rest of the team.
And Diggs created a lot of possibility with the composition, already putting that on the field. They have the late game, they have Lee Sin early game aggression, and if they get pushed in, they have Ziggs to stop it.
Yep, here's the two fighters for the jungle that we see filling in since the Vision King is not available. Crumbs decides to go with the original early Sightstone placer, Lee Sin, so he'll still be able to drop a lot of extra wards for his team. We'll see how Crumbs performs on this champion because the attack speed removal from Cripple was pretty big for Lee Sin. It doesn't hurt Kha'Zix as much because Kha'Zix goes for a pretty bursty combo.
Ooh.
Whoa, there's the engage. They didn't have
excited, baby.
Yeah, top lane, I thought it was a support. It's a great use of CLG using Zillion as their flex pick.
Yeah.
Tricked me, maybe it tricked Dignitas. They do bring that hard engage. Leona, the classic Aframu, one of the first champions he used when he was moving to support. Some good tutorial videos by him put up on Twitch.
Even in the drive, going for that 1v1 kill, his recent movie put out to show where he came from and where he is today. Just going under the turret in a 1v1 to get the kill. He knows how to play strong, and he does get that initiator, like you said. Could be the Thresh coming in for Kiwi Kid. He's definitely going to get something he can chuck out of his hand. It might be a rocket fist. So as they mill about here and kind of bide their time, discuss what composition they will decide to bring out with the Thresh, they take their time to lock it in. No need to rush.
Well, Kiwi Kid had a strong performance on Thresh last game, not only landing several death sentences, but also key lanterns for the escape of Zion Spartan. And it does look like Dignitas onto this lane swap situation here with the Tristana. They go with the late game Trist. Lane swap this time, though, Doublelift already has Jinx, so he can take a turret very quickly if they leave any openings. I love also having Jinx when you're going with a split push style, because that AD carry, if your 4-man squad ever has alone time with a turret, then they take it down very quickly. So it really increases the value of the split pusher if your Nidalee, your Seraph, is able to draw people away from Dignitas. Then they could make quick work of objectives.
That's the one thing I like about Doublelift playing Jinx. It's kind of a button that he turns on. Usually we see him running cleanse and trying to be safe. When he gets those passives of get excited, we've seen him try to run through a team. Remember the Ackerman clip where he actually zeroed him out in the end? But Doublelift was not giving up, and I love to see that style of play from him. It's like it's end game for him right away as soon as he gets that passive. It's going to be quite awesome. We want to know how you're calling this series, so keep voting on Twitter by sending the hashtag CLGWin or DIGWin to @LOLesports.
I also like running these reset comps with Villian.
Oh, yeah.
Because
good call.
It enables Doublelift to go with that style. When he gets excited, he can run in. As long as Kha'Zix doesn't need the revival, both of them can really jump in with their resets, and whoever gets targeted will get the revival. So they can play much more aggressively with their resets.
And pretty much every shot Doublelift has taken in these fights has been at Cutie Pie in the back line. So it's going to help to have that revive if he does need to be chrono shifted back to life.
And this is a mid lane Zillion, so that revive will bring you back with a lot more HP.
Not something you can stand around and try and focus, that's for sure. Bottom of the bomb to start it off. He throws one on his head just for good measure. We got the Fairy Charms coming in for Seraph in the top lane. He wants some mana.
Yeah, he does. Interesting
just a little bit, you could say.
From Seraph. Not with the Doran, the classic Doran bully start. Interesting. Let's see. Nidalee, I always like to mention that she can pull off level 1 kills by herself if she finds somebody far enough away from a turret.
Don't remind me.
So definitely have to be careful when checking brush early on by yourself, especially near that top lane. Nidalee with all of her speed boosts due to on the hunt or running through bushes. Can't catch you. Let's see what Seraph does start out with, though. Has not leveled an ability yet, just in case he did find someone that was ripe for a takedown.
Chrome is trying to make his way in safely. He's like, where are you?
Trying to create action.
I saw him put it at the red buff, so I know where they are now. Very nice. Not just in the brush on the top side, but full vision of when that buff's going to go down.
Mirrored vision here. Start for both of them. Ping goes down, though. Doublelift was able to see the placement of this red buff ward by Dignitas. Nexter will be alerted.
Minions has spawned.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Boom!
Trade.
Keep hitting them.
Q for auto. Science Barton also going with the early mana crystal start for the more...
Ooh, nicely done.
For the extra damage for his Q trades. Dignitas this time around not going to let themselves get 3 buffed with a late blue buff side invade. Both junglers starting bottom, standard lanes. This is what we like to see. Dignitas do not pull the lane swap here. They want to take this 2v2 heads up right to Doublelift and Afro.
All right, and actually just a few minutes ago, we see this guy, Zion Spartan in the top lane. Let's listen and see what he had to say in Champion Select.
I think we have the way better late game. And if we work out our plan early, we'll be set.
So obviously rise to that late game. What's the plan early? What could that be? What do they need to formulate?
Well, they're probably going to call some attention from Crumbs up to the top side, but bottom's fighting as well.
Oh, the Zenith Blade.
Quite a bit of action.
Level 1s. It's like they're trying to predict that first minion of the next wave and say, we'll get it first for level 2, but they didn't even want to wait. Slowly moving in. Zion Spartan, not too bad here, but he is taking a lot of harass.
Yes, so the way that that lane works, actually, and the way that the bottom lane works here, since they have Fiona, side bush control is extremely important here when you're running Nidalee. Because Nidalee, her greatest advantage in bullying these lanes is popping in and out of the bushes, weaving in auto attacks. More fighting down bottom, though. Whew.
I love it. No sustain, really, so whatever they have in the potions is what's going to stick. After that, they're just fending for themselves. A max range Zenith Blade. Can they get the pop on? They're focusing different targets, not popping both of the passives there from Afro.
Afro took that hook on purpose, so Doublelift didn't have to.
Whew. Very intense play in the bottom lane. Doublelift's trading his damage back and forth, but they probably weren't going to get an overall kill there, so they're definitely trying to work the lane and whittle it.
Before this ward saw Crumbs, part of the reason that they can go so aggressive in bottom lane is because they leashed, both of them leashed, and they saw the opposing duos come to lane with low HP. So whenever you see that, you're either being tricked by a false leash, or you can go very aggressive in the lane, and neither of them hesitate to take these trades. Also, that deep ward there does help from, I believe Link probably placed that to see Crumbs at the race. And that should also alert them that Crumbs went back up to that side. A couple of pings from CLG on the top side of this red map here.
It's pretty dark.
So Seraph they're probably alerting him that Crumbs could very well be up there. And it's a good play from Seraph, backs off. You want to pressure Rise as hard as you can early, but you never want to give up an early kill. As much as you want to thread in those autos and get them down early, if you give up the kill to a Rise, and everything goes south quickly.
All right, Kobe.
He's got that Rune Prison up top. So
That's
bottom for CLG here, focus, no surprise. Top surprise for Dignitas, no.
Oh, the flash! He flashes to get the stun on Daybreak, and they come up with the kill because the Zenith Blade connects as well. Beautifully done in the bottom lane.
Afro move coming up big on Leona.
Yep.
Support is easy. They don't even give Kiwi Kid time to flash there.
Get him
Jumps
down
right in,
quick.
and he locked him up very quickly as well with the immediate Zenith Blade.
Yep.
So that he cannot flash, keeping that root long enough for the damage to come in. Kha'Zix does not have a very strong CC of his own, just the slow, but he does have plenty of damage early on to come in with those ganks. So
look at this. On bottom lane as well. They decide to not do any damage to the turret. They're going to enjoy being a little bit ahead in that lane and continue to pressure it as much as they can. Going back, PewDiePie still picked up that CS, but he's down a little now as we're checking out Seraph in the top lane, keeping himself 37-27 as well.
And I do expect both of the junglers to keep on spending most of their time in the side lanes because the mid lanes do not have much CC of their own to set up these ganks. I mean, Satchel Charge is strong if you can use it properly. Not the easiest to pull off.
It's kind of the end of the kill play make. You pop into it.
Well, it's especially because Zillion, as Hotshot always says, recommends, you should always take your speed boost early. So he's very hard to hit with that Satchel Charge.
Right. Very, very close now. That's at 73% for CLG before, but Dig's last win kind of evens out the odds here with the votes on Twitter. Again, towards the top lane, but Dexter, very well played there, just on the tail of Crumbs.
Well, it was a roam that is not being given up on because they also called Link.
Ooh. Very close. Link comes around from the red side, and he is going to be able to get that kill with the bomb. Beautiful job, a level 6 roam coming out of Link. They don't even have to use the ult. They get out nicely. See what Shifter can produce here. He tries to roam up. They want to give a bit of help to Zion, but he goes ahead. He teleports to the rear turret.
Wow, scared Zion so much so that he had to use his teleport to get out of there.
He didn't know it was still behind him. They could have slowed him for another kill.
Yeah, he was very afraid of being collapsed on and dove under the turret there. Safe call from him, but it will cost him. Cooldown there for his teleport. Let's see what CLG try to do, because especially the bottom lane loves to play aggressive when there's no threat of teleporting down there.
Very nicely hooked. They get the upper hand, way on damage. That's going to be double lift going down in one more shot. PewDiePie picks that up. Seems like double lift, or rather Alpha has made his way towards the top side. This could be a good satchel. That's when you use it. The blade's going to be there, then the hook's going to be there, and they are not going anywhere. Aframu gets taken down, and that is 2 kills for a Tristana very early in the game.
Ooh, big misstep bottom lane here for CLG. And great capitalization by Dignitas. They roam down as well. Shifter making a rare move out of his mid lane, and it's going to give them the dragon for it. So all started off there. You know, they interrupt. That should be the end of the play there for CLG.
Right, good call.
Zoth is still really far up though, and he just gets hooked. That's really a great hook by Kiwi Kid. Double lift in front of the minions. So very good response there from Kiwi Kid to go aggressive, knowing that Aframu's CC is down from the engage that they just thwarted. And then what a good follow-up here. Crumbs and Shifter immediately collapsing down onto bottom lane and earning Dignitas that dragon.
Hell yeah, very nicely done. Plays coming from everywhere. CLG, as I said, they need to put momentum out first, and they did, but it seems like Dig had something up their sleeve to answer as well. Both teams running at full blast right now. Dexter with a wee bit of a jump, and he
we'll see if he evolves his wings first now because of that.
Nobody saw that.
Wings first is a very viable start as well, in addition to the W evolve first. Definitely like it for pulling off ganks that are in other circumstances unavailable to you.
Yeah.
As long as you have faith in hitting your W, The unevolved W is fairly skinny and just takes a lot more skill to hit.
Just pretend it's a mystic shot or something. Why not? It doesn't go as far.
Ooh, what a timing here.
Oh, plants the ward right in front of him. Still going to have pressure towards the top lane.
Level 7 to level 5. Dexter completely bullying Crumbs now. He can invade as often as he wants. He will easily win those trades. And he returns up to the Seraph lane, where this Nidalee has a large foothold and a great boost in his split pushing power.
Yeah.
Already off to an amazing start here because of the roam top side.
Once that information is delivered to your team as well, it kind of relieves the pressure in every lane, knowing that Dexter's that far ahead, items even, and he's going to be able to take out Crumbs if he sees him. That means that, Doublet's got to be feeling good. If Aframu lands something, they could turn around a gank on them. Right now, though, with the 3 down there, this looks quite scary. Aframu's going to set up some vision.
Yeah, it does, like you said, cause a lot of relief for the lanes of CLG, but also it means that Crumbs has to be much more careful with his play. When you are behind, you cannot afford to go ganking losing lanes, because that's already hard to pull off. And if you are even behind the jungler, then sometimes you can even lose without being counter ganked.
Right.
So you always have to be worried about being counter ganked, but even so, it's going to be difficult for him. He does hover around the pink ward though, so he knows at least that he is unspotted in this small tribush area, and he's trying to play off this Cutie Pie lane that just got a big boost in power with the 2 kills going straight to Cutie Pie and fueling that Tristana power. See if Cutie Pie can sort of run as quickly as he can past this power trough of Trist.
Yeah. Well, we've got equaled damage coming from Doublelift. But you got to get the attack speed in 2 different ways. You just hit it on Trist, which is not leveled too much by now. But it's definitely going to be putting out damage from a longer range. Kiwi Kid's adding protection as well for that. So you got to be careful. Doublelift and Alphamu have a lot to prove against Kiwi here. And Kiwi Kid. Seraph here in the top lane. Trying to do what he can. Like we said,
teleport goes down. They want to collapse on mid.
Oh, he does teleport towards mid. I thought he was trying to get out of a safe spot as Dig would collapse, but he's going hard on this one. Gets a bomb on him. He jumps in. A solar flare locks down to 3. That means it was right in the middle. Aframu threading the needle on that one, and the team comes up big on the backside.
Holy, Aframu takes command of the game right here. CLG gonna get at least 1 turret off of this. Huge pick for them, and Doublelift followed up with a rocket as well to secure 2 kills for CLG. And 1.5 turrets?
1.5, possibly. This is where Ziggs really comes into play. This is why the Ziggs pickup is chosen by Shifter. We'll see him clear that wave out. CLG still pick up quite a good bit of ground there. 3K now at 12 minutes.
All right, let's get a replay of this. Teleport comes in for Seraph. They draw out the box, and Dignitas all group up. What a beautiful shot. You cannot ask for a better solar flare from Aframu.
I didn't even see the rocket come in. It was so quick.
Pinpoint all 3 of them for the stun at the epicenter.
Beautiful job there. The roam of Counter Logic Gaming is definitely back in order for these guys. They actually walked through a few wards, and they still were able to make that happen. That means their timing is just on the up and up, and right now Dig has to react to everything. So when you start to fall behind in playoff matches, so Dig now see if they can put something back in their favor. Or I should say, the first game was very back and forth. We'll see if we can get it again in the third.
That was also some money fueled back into that bottom lane.
Yeah, that's true.
Was able to get his hands on some of those assists and kills, so that will help him out down there. They're racing the Infinity Edge arms race down bottom going on right now. Both of them will be similarly effective in these team fights. Jinx, her attack speed steroid, a bit easier to come by than Cutie Pie's at this point in the game, since Cutie Pie... Oh, actually...
Oh, very, very close. Crumbs gets the blue, though, so that doesn't go over to Shifter. Still hurts.
Cutie Pie is funneling actually points now into his Q. He's already level 3 Q. He left off Explosive Shot at level 3.
Yeah.
Maybe in part to the early kills that he got and wanting to rush towards that breakpoint with his Infinity Edge.
It's really nice to be able to match those 2 things if you can get it in order. 7 seconds of attack speed does not suck.
All right, CLG though.
Down, trying to push.
They do not want to give up control of this top lane. They've got a strong split pushing Nidalee, and they are going to make it count. Just camping up here.
This is going to be quite nice for them. You got the heal coming in from Nidalee on Seraph, or Seraph on Nidalee that can speed it up, and also double lift to take them down with Jinx, so they can rush through turrets. Dig's trying to answer now with a dragon. See how this works as they teleport back.
But that's going to be 2 turrets they give up, because CLG annihilate turrets at this point. Nidalee almost to her Trinity Force.
Yeah.
And double lift is plenty of flat AD to make himself effective at taking down these turrets. Did get another one in an answer, but the question is, will they get out alive with this?
I don't know. They're getting pinched in quite hard. Cutie Pie is about to walk back into this entire fight. They find him. They see him along with the minion wave. This is going to be quite a run.
He's picking up CS on his way out.
Oh, he gets the Daybreak. Zenith Braid is going to be dodged here. That's going to be Alpha Moo's kill only, so this does kind of work in his favor.
He's got him cornered and he knows it.
Oh, he's actually going to get double lift in for some fun. Maybe they'll wait for everybody to get a piece of this.
Careful! Crits double!
He's got it. They got the chrono shift back on. He comes up with more than half HP. That's what you're talking about, that mid lane Zilean. A little different. They gets the shutdown. He got the kill as well.
They made everybody go down there, though, for CLG. That was a full commitment of their entire forces. Zion did not waste that time, just pushing up top, trying to get money back into this rise. Dignitas really trying to reinvest in Zion Spartan.
Yeah.
They need him to complete both of those items before they can even start scaling up here.
Well, Dexter has done a great, even with the team, they've got good roam to the top lane. It didn't really push Zion to die, but they've had so much pressure, it's made it hard for him to play and get CS. 120 to 93 in that top lane, and this is actually in professional play. Seraph's only second time on Nidalee, and it's his favorite to go to in solo queue. So still putting up numbers there.
Yeah, so when he came over, there was all the talk of AD Nidalee pre-rework.
Right.
You know, he's been playing this champion for an extremely long time. A lot of top laners have fallen in love with her since the rework, but not very many of them get to play her.
Right.
We'll see how well he does continuing this split push. Yeah, he certainly had a very strong start. Dignitas trying to answer with their 4-man squad. Cutie Pie maxing out the attack speed bonus of his own.
Yeah, that's their way to get turrets down. Beautifully done. Still have Seraph on the split push, but Dig's trying to dictate, make Counter Logic dance to the beat of their drum. Not so much for CLG to do there. They're reacting in the way of just warding. One mid turret's not going to hurt too much for now. The gold lead has been closed from Dignitas' side, though. They're only down by 1,000 instead of 3 right now, so the item thresholds aren't going to so much spike in CLG's favor now. They'll be more on par on both sides.
And this is the point of the game where CLG will switch from really attacking turrets to trying to control neutral objectives. They'll still have Seraph split pushing and creating that threat on whichever side of the map they're not trying to pull to. But the new aim of the game is going to be Dragon Control and Baron Vision.
Double lift, get himself into a scary spot there, but they're only clearing wards. They don't want to try for too much. Same amount of damage back and forth, but Seraph has that sustain he can keep using. So the split push somewhat plays in their favor. Now we're going to see CLG going towards the mid lane. It's going to have to be a rotation from Cutie Pie. They're going to have a pretty good wave here unless they just try for bottom turret. CLG's getting enough vision to do pretty much whatever they want.
Well, yeah, they want to finish off the last outer turret before they change. Double lift, though, gets caught.
Oh, no. So much death towards double lift. He wants to go down. He wants the wolves to get him. There we go. He actually is happy that happened.
You get more health that way. So good call there, down to the wolves. Okay, never mind. There was one outer turret still left up. Now is when they switch. Uh-oh!
Oh, forcing the flashes. That's going to be the Dark Passage to safety. Very nice job there. KU Kid's been coming up with them all day long. We'll have to see if it can keep them to safety so they can re-engage this time. CLG is so much on the power play right now that Dignitas has been doing everything in defense. We just saw a few flashes there as well, so it's going to be even harder next time.
Let's see if CLG can use this gold advantage to turn into any significant items for them to deal with. They have so much room to work with right now as far as placing wards. So as long as they concentrate their efforts and decide on which side they want to control, which should be blue, because that also leads into Dragon, then they really should be able to create a discrepancy between the vision control on that bottom side of the map where they can then make those picks with Afromu and his spectacular solar flares. They've got plenty of damage to follow up any sort of pick. Looks like the blue buff will be saved by Dig before CLG can close their grasp on that side of the map. Oh, never mind. They've got bigger fish to fry.
Seraph's quite hurt right now. Oh, they get everybody back in on this one. It doesn't look like they're going to be there in time. Crumbs is far away, gets the Daybreak on. They pull Afro move, but they're going to lock him down for just enough time. If he can safeguard, they get over the wall. Almost taken down. Somehow Link gets it as he goes for the double bomb, possibly. And they are able to take down Seraph. The pings are actually coming out for the retreat right now on the side of CLG, and Dignitas picks up 2 very big kills off of that Baron, but can they make a move?
This is the second game in a row CLG make a very decisive early Baron call.
Sub 20.
And get it. These are very risky plays they're pulling off, but they secured it both times.
Oh dear. They wanted one more Baron to go down, but not happening.
So they got it, and exchange only for a 2-for-1 trade there. So down 1 kill, definitely worth it to bum rush that Baron, and definitely paid off. We'll see if they can lose any more turrets. It looks like Dignitas trying to get something back, but CLG have recovered and will be able to defend.
Very likely that Doublelift dodged that. We heard him in the pregame saying, Kiwi Kid's the guy to go crazy for Dig. We all kind of just amble about. He was super ready for that play.
Man, okay, you got to give credit to CLG for these Baron calls.
Let's see this again.
Man, that takes some cojones. Zillion's there to revive 1, but everybody gets low because of the Ziggs bomb. Well, they pick somebody off.
Flying through, they actually took down Shifter. That's getting excited. Did not get the zap down onto Zion Spartan. That would have been his death as well. He's completely out of mana or escapes. Again, Lee Sin, Crumbs trying to deny that red buff. It's going to help if they can keep it off of Jinx, keep it off of anybody that'll chase. But right now, CLG's not even looking for their own buffs. They're destroying Dignitas' base, turning it into shambles right now and getting out with really what they got out the first time they got their victory, mid-inhib.
Yep, same story as last time. They made great use of their early Baron that they just paid for. Take down that inhibitor. Let's see. This is a lot of pressure that they have, but it's not a big item lead yet.
Right.
So they're trying to pull another sneaky play here, using the territory that they've got. You know, they've taken down all these turrets. Oh no!
Bada bing, bada boom. That's going to be one
beautiful.
Down. Now on the Kiwi Kid, the consecutive crowd control is going to come down very nicely. It doesn't look like CLG's stopping for any second on that one, and they choke out 2 members of Dignitas.
What a cheeky play there. Do not leave the scene of the crime. Stick around in the side bush. Get 2 kills for it because of the reset. CLG with a very strong mid game this time around.
Yep.
Great.
Using their power spikes
5
very
minutes for
effectively.
them.
Let's see what else they got. Alframu still facing the mountain. Actually, both sides on that as they were building up the cash gold in the lanes. Dexter doing quite well for himself, staying alive for most of pretty much that last ultimate this Shifter would be throwing in with his Hex Drinker. And then he got a bit of focus from Link that time. So Link's definitely keeping his eye on anybody who's low, and he's done a great job coming out of this. Aframu as well in the last zillion game of his own. It seems like this team is well-rounded on that champion coming back home. And honestly, it doesn't seem like CLG's kind of using too much of what they brought back from Korea. We see a same style of rotational play. It's like back to the books for them, and it's working. Working quite well.
Definitely something that is working for them is early Baron vision control.
That's crazy. And never something they did before.
That really takes 2 to make that work. Dignitas not being able to get their wards into that area as quickly as they need. You know, they're not going against a Nunu, but Kazakh's isolation damage against Baron is extremely potent as well.
Just walking through everything. Whoa! Going Shifter gets hit by the Solar Flare. Actually gets out of most of the damage there. Gets hit by the rocket, but he'll be all right. Alframu very low is going to fall with the Chrono Shift on, but the focus is on everybody. Hex Drinker doesn't help that time, unfortunately. Alframu gets himself out alive. No reset coming in on that one for Cutie Pie or anybody else, but Doublelift finds his as he gets excited. Now his eyes on the inhibitor.
Dignitas really scared to engage this. No Zillion ult though. Looks like CLG will continue the siege until they get the inhibitor.
Oh yeah.
Support down for jungle though.
Keeping themselves in this fight. Zillion ulti back up already as he just cools that down for himself. He's trying to get out with the speed, a little slowed, but CLG is microing themselves in and out perfectly to take the right amount of damage and then get safety to the back line. PewDiePie's down, so they know they can just mill about without taking too much huge front-end damage that would really change a fight. CLG playing very methodical right now.
The pain of a blue buff Zilean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mid lane with the extra levels, so he's able to max his
Everybody's
rewind that much quicker, and the
board.
cooldown, able to spam it, so it's back up again immediately for the re-engage. Inhibitor number 2 down for CLG. They are not slowing down. This one, very, very quick shove here from CLG down bottom. Should be enough to close out and get the trifecta of inhibitors.
And so far, you can definitely see where this Zilean comes into play with that extra experience, Kobe. Talking about the levels and the fact that it can be a flex pick for them, definitely an idea coming in against Dignitas, and could have really swapped up what they were considering for these lanes. Alframu on the engage, locked down the bottom lane. That's not something that they were expecting. They were expecting Zilean bombs.
Yeah, the flex pick definitely worked wonders for them. Having Afro on Zilean, or Afro on Leona this time around, he's been on point from the early roam mid all the way through.
Oh yeah,
their bush ganks.
That one 3-man solar flare completely got in the heads of Dignitas. They got to be careful from any engages. And you can see the wards are considering that as well. From a lot of the places Leona would initiate, if they were even in mid, those were warded up. But that's not where they are, Kobe. They are stricken to their base at this moment. And it looks like CLG is going to be putting some damage on this bottom inhibitor turret. One of the last ones they have to go through. But this siege clear is going to be quite huge from a static Shiv, Tristana, and a 6.
Yep, Dignitas really trying to hold on right now. If they can wave clear long enough and weather this storm, then they can still find a way back into this game. It's just so hard right now for them to deal with this push. Once Double Lift gets up to this turret, it'll be very hard for them to choose which side to go for. You can already see Shifter getting low on mana, but the hook!
Oh, they do get the Rune Prison. That was necessary. I don't see the Chrono Shift on him. He's completely dead. Death Chamber's there. Aframu just dodging out on the hook. No death sentence for him, but you can see Seraph and the rest of the team focused on pop shots on that inhibitor when they can. Getting just small auto attacks in as Double Lift can get himself in range for the takedown.
Ooh.
But a well-held bomb is able to save it. I don't know for how long, though. These guys are they're going back in. This is ludicrous.
Because there's minions on the Nexus turrets right now, so they have to split.
They still got the Zilean ulti for somebody. Can cause a lot of chaos, and they're able to pretty much stop what they can before the inhibitor finally goes down. Perseverance again pays off for Counter Logic Gaming, and they lost Dexter quite early in that engage. But they get out, and they're safe with 4 and unhib.
I love the crisp calls from CLG this game around. They make that one play on Baron, and rapid fire. They just take everything down the line from Dig. Do not hesitate. Do not waste a second with one person rocking to the wrong lane. They immediately take out inhibitor after inhibitor, and they use those minion lines of super minions to get everything else.
They do such a crazy job of finding that lull where the other team is absolutely not going to be worried about Baron, worried about vision. It's something Curse was doing as well, but CLG back to Baron again, something they love. And the early Barons just at the end of the season have been crazy and really paying dividends to the team that has the balls to grab them. Another one for CLG.
Great job. Check that one off the list as well and continue your shove bottom. They can easily use the double minions plus the Baron buff here. Recall. They want a couple buffs first. I believe they probably want to purchase too. Let's see. Who's got an item break point? 1,000 gold there on Seraph. Let's see what he decides to go with. Bloodthirster completed.
Ah, so he is doing a bit of that AD.
Extra flat damage for taking down turrets, always helpful.
Yeah. Never hurts, Kobe. Especially a shield, attack speed. It's nice. All of it's nice. This guy right here, though, quite a bit of attack speed for himself right now at 1.6 attacks per second. Charging himself up, probably gets pretty close to that 2.5 mark that is the maximum. Right now, he's just happy biding his time, picking up more, and he wants actually that flat damage of a Bloodthirster as well to start pushing out those crits. Double Lift to farm with Aframu. CLG's working the outside lanes now to get everything pushed. It might not be long, Kobe, before they're back at the front door of the base.
Yep, shoving both sides here. Seraph working towards the exposed inhibitor. Rest of the squad moving down bottom. Looks like a switch here from Link actually goes through the jungle to support Seraph.
Trying to spread him thin.
Makes you wonder which one they're actually going to make the hard push on. Link comes in from behind. He's circumvented all of these wards.
Different. they should be able to just grab the inhibitor on the top side. Zion's not going to do much.
Yeah, they're only expecting Seraph up there.
Absolutely.
Link showing up right behind him means Zion cannot one-man defend it. And they're going to grab that sucker.
Gets the Primal Surge on for that passive attack speed, and very nicely done. I should say the steroid attack speed. And he'll be good and out. So CLG slowly dwindling down on Dig's base. This is not going to be easy because now they can come in from mid. Seraph's having a ball in the top lane, just keeping Zion Spartan occupied as well. Uh-oh. They're going to let the minions actually get onto the turrets first. They're just perfectly waiting this one out. They're not trying to push themselves into any dangerous spot.
A much cleaner game this time around for CLG. Let's see if they can actually close it out just as cleanly.
Even look at this Chalice buy as well at the end of the game for Seraph. He wants to keep just healed up, sustained in that, and keep the split push going without really any help. He does have the help of Link, which makes it even worse. Kobe could be going for broke here. Dignitas is gonna be in. Dig, Kiwi Kid, and Cutie Pie taking a bit of damage. Actually, Cutie Pie keeping himself on the back line. That was Crumbs and Kiwi Kid. Unfortunate amount of damage gone to them in the beginning. Oh, Cutie Pie going crazy. Picks up one, gets the reset, has a chance to get out of this one safely. They're going for Shift, the bomb will not take him down. That's a triple kill, but there's been havoc being wreaked on the top side here. Seraph actually hasn't been able to get the turret down below half health, so that'll heal up nicely. Biden more time. CLG may not have liked that engagement though.
So the resets there for Doublelift and Dexter, they both went pretty deep into the turret. Link wasn't right next to them though for the immediate ultimate, and so they both end up turning around and running. So here it is. They get this rocket kill on Crumbs. So they both reset and then jump in, but they're both separated because Link gets rune prisoned up above the wall, has to ult himself, and then flash down. So great job by Dignitas turning around that dive. That's really the only place that Dig could turn that around. And it was well played under the turret by them. That's all that they want at this point, is to win these small fights because they're just trying to buy more time for themselves.
What a crazy game we have going so far. Third game here in this best of 5. Somebody's trying to pull ahead. Dignitas able to find their win in game 1. CLG really, or rather game 2. But everybody wants to carry these wins. I don't know what they're gonna do. Clearing wards behind them. They're just waiting for the minion waves. They're really nothing to push right now. Saying, Doublelift, where are you? Come up from the bottom lane.
Another inhibitor back up for Dig. That's really big for them. The gold lead is not that large at this point. They're really just trying to hold on to these last few buildings. If they can make another defense of this and force CLG back off again until the next Baron, it would be a huge win for Dig and pull them right back into it.
Dexter takes a bit of damage, and the in and outs here are really playing in Dig's favor. Coming out on top of the damage for sure. Aframu trying to be the one up front. Everything's kind of telegraphed now that they're going to try and do. Dignitas has been acting much better. One shot on Doublelift. He gets the insect and they get the kill with the Mega Inferno. Oh my God, Dignitas is coming up huge with 2 kills at the front door. It's going to be Seraph getting locked down by Zion Spartan. The Satchel chunks him into the wall. Few more Qs coming from Machine Gun Rise, and Zion Spartan's going to pick up a kill with the Rune Prison lockdown. What in the world just happened?
Dignitas successfully defend the Alamo. They survive another day. A huge turnaround. They're tied up in gold and running down the mid lane. But Link wants to backdoor this inhibitor.
He's going to be throwing as much clockwork as he can at this inhibitor. He should be able to get it. No, here comes Zion Spark. It's going to be Crumbs this back as well. They should just wait that out, but they're not going to. They know he cannot take it down either way or any of them.
For him, how many clocks does it take to take down an inhibitor? One more auto. Oh my God.
So close. He was throwing some expensive clocks there too. Oh my God, right back to the other side. And it's going to be Dignitas delivering CLG a bit of the medicine now, taking down their inhibitors. What? They're going to stay in here 40 seconds on one. It's the teleport in. Cutie Pie's locked up by a turret, but nobody's focusing him. No! He's getting hit by a turret 3 times, and he didn't even take another shot. Now he's onto the Nexus turret. You got to be kidding me. They answer back even harder than CLG's been inside their base. All their inhibitors are up right now. One could go down to the wave with Super Minions up top, but they have all the time in the world. Oh my gosh. 4 down. Seraph can't do anything. Dignitas waited out. They were a ticking time bomb, and they just exploded at 33 minutes.
They did it! They defended twice with 2 inhibitors down.
absolutely amazing. That statistic is far and beyond something that does not usually happen. You use that many inhibitors, and it's just a play of the minions and rotation. Something CLG, I may think, took a little bit too for granted in that situation. They were really patient when they got to the inhibitors. A little too much safety after all that aggression they brought to the early game. It did not help.